Let's be honest, most people don't lose focus. They trade it away, one tiny trade at a time. A glance at a notification while you're trying to work. A quick scroll while you're waiting for your coffee. A dozen tab switches that feel productive, but somehow the day ends and nothing meaningful is finished. If you've ever sat down to do something important, study, write, build a project, learn a skill, and your brain taps out after 90 seconds. This video is for you. Because here's the good news. Focus isn't a personality trait. It's not something you're born with or without. Focus is a trainable skill. And you rebuild it the same way you rebuild strength in the gym. Small reps, consistent form, and a plan that matches real life. Today I'm going to give you 15 quiet habits that fix focus without drama. No, wake up at 4 a.m. and become a monk, fantasies. These are subtle shifts that compound. Stay until the end, because habit 15, protecting the last hour of your day, is the one people discover too late, and it quietly decides how your brain performs tomorrow. Welcome to Limitlessa, where we build self-improvement systems that actually stick. The real enemy: attention residue plus constant stimulation. Before we start, you need one idea that explains why focus feels broken. When you switch tasks, email to homework, homework to social media back to work, your brain doesn't cleanly reset. A part of your attention stays stuck on the last thing. That lingering fog is often called attention residue. And it's one reason multitasking makes you slower and sloppier. And here's another layer. Constant screen input can drain your limited mental energy, leaving less fuel for deep thinking and problem solving. So the goal of this video is simple. Reduce task switching. Reduce low-value stimulation. Build a repeatable, focus ritual your brain recognizes. Let's do it. Habit 1. The morning anchor, first 60 minutes. Your day doesn't start when you open your laptop. It starts when you teach your brain what to crave first. Most people wake up and instantly consume notifications, news, messages, trending clips. That's like eating candy before breakfast and then wondering why you can't focus. The morning anchor is one focused action before any digital input. Pick one. Read one page of a real book. Write 5 lines in a notebook. 10 push-ups plus 10 deep breaths. Sit still for 2 minutes and decide the one thing that matters today. This is not about productivity. It's about identity training. I'm the kind of person who starts with intention. Try tomorrow. Phone stays face down, or in another room, until you complete your anchor. Habit 2. Single task sprints, 25 to 50 minutes. Multitasking isn't a superpower. It's a tax. One quiet trick high performers use is single task sprints. 25 to 50 minutes. One task, zero switching. Set a timer. Choose the task. Remove the escape hatches. Close extra tabs. Silence notifications. Put phone out of reach, not just silent, out of sight. This is where you build focus endurance. If you can do 25 minutes today, you can do 35 minutes in 2 weeks. If you can do 35 minutes, you can do an hour. And that's how people become naturally focused, not magic. Just reps. Habit 3. Time-based phone boundaries. Most advice about phones is unrealistic. Delete everything. Never scroll again. You don't need extremes. You need boundaries that actually happen. Pick one sacred window. First hour after waking. 9 to 11 a.m. deep work. During meals. Last hour before bed. Then add a physical rule. Phone leaves the room. Distance beats willpower. When you stop getting pulled every few minutes, your brain remembers how to think in straight lines. Habit 4. The 2-breath buffer, micro reset between tasks. Focus isn't only about paying attention. It's also about switching cleanly. Most people slam from task to task carrying mental leftovers. That's how your mind gets noisy. Between tasks. Inhale slowly. Exhale fully. Do it twice. It takes seconds, but it marks a clear boundary. That's done. Now this begins. Do it before opening email, starting homework, replying to messages, Switching from work to family time. Tiny habit, big clarity. Habit 5, design a focus zone. Your environment votes on your behavior. If your desk is cluttered, your brain stays semi-alert. If your phone is visible, you'll touch it. If entertainment is one click away, you'll eventually click. Create a focus zone. Clean surface. Only tools for the current task. Website blocker during sprints. Phone in another room. Don't make focus a moral battle. Make it the easiest option. Habit 6, manage energy, not time. You can have free time and still be useless if your energy is low. Most people schedule their hardest work randomly, then feel ashamed when it's hard. Instead, match tasks to energy. Deep work when your brain is sharp, often morning. Shallow work when energy dips, afternoon admin. Simple chores. A simple experiment. For 7 days, write down when you felt mentally strongest, when you felt foggy, what you ate, how you slept, how much you moved. Then build your week around the pattern. Your calendar should follow your biology. Habit 7. Monotasking meals, train focus in real life. If you can't focus while eating, don't be surprised you can't focus while working. Make 1 meal per day a focus practice. No phone. No laptop. No TV. Just eat. Notice texture, taste, pace. It feels awkward at first because your brain expects constant stimulation. That discomfort isn't a problem. It's your attention span growing back. Habit 8, the focus playlist, sound as a trigger. Your brain loves patterns. If you pair the same sound with deep work repeatedly, your brain starts to associate that sound with focus. Build a focus playlist. Instrumental beats. Ambient cafe noise. White noise. The same album on repeat. Consistency matters more than the perfect track. After a week or two, hitting play becomes a cue. We're working now. Habit 9, make progress visible. Focus dies when effort feels invisible. So make progress measurable. Words written. Pages read. Practice minutes. Problem solved. Deep work sessions completed. Put it where you can see it. A sticky note grid. A calendar X streak. A simple tracker app, used intentionally, not compulsively. When progress is visible, you protect it. Habit 10, strategic boredom, rebuild deep thinking. Here's a truth nobody likes. If you can't tolerate boredom, you can't sustain focus. Deep work requires the ability to sit with nothing happening while your brain pushes through resistance. GLASP summaries on deep work often emphasize tolerating boredom as a skill that supports sustained focus. Practice boredom on purpose. 5-minute walk with no phone. Sit in your car before going inside. No music. Do a short commute in silence. This is where ideas show up. This is where your brain processes and connects. Also, constant device engagement can drain mental energy. When you step away, you're not wasting time. You're refueling attention. Habit 11. Question your defaults, break autopilot. Most distraction isn't a decision. It's a reflex. You don't choose to open social media. Your hand does it. So interrupt the script with one question. Did I choose this, or did it choose me? That tiny pause creates space. And in that space, you regain control. A practical move. Turn your phone screen to grayscale for work hours. Or move distracting apps to a hidden folder. Not to quit, just to slow the reflex. Habit 12. Micro commitments. 2 minutes is the gateway. Big goals create pressure. Pressure creates avoidance. So shrink the entry point. I'll study for 2 minutes. I'll write 1 sentence. I'll open the document and title it. Your brain can't argue with 2 minutes. And once you start, momentum takes over. 2 minutes becomes 20. This is one of the most reliable ways to beat procrastination because it bypasses the emotional drama. Habit 13. The weekly focus audit, 15 minutes on Sunday. If you don't measure it, you can't improve it. Every Sunday, ask, what stole my focus this week? What protected my focus this week? What is one change I'll make next week? Be specific. Not, social media distracted me. But, Instagram during breaks ruined my afternoon. This becomes a feedback loop. Over time, you'll build a personalized focus system, based on your real patterns. Not generic advice. Habit 14. Analog transitions, start and stop rituals. Screens blur boundaries. Work, rest, entertainment, it all blends. So create 2 screen-free rituals. Start ritual. Make tea. Light a candle. Stretch. Set timer. End ritual. Tidy desk. Write tomorrow's first task. Short walk. When you repeat these, your brain learns. This action means deep work begins. This action means deep work ends. It reduces friction and makes focus automatic. Habit 15. Protect the last hour. The habit people learn too late. If habit 1 is how you start your day, habit 15 is how you earn tomorrow. Most people end the day with high stimulation. Doom scrolling. Binge videos. Chaotic group chats. Then they wake up tired and confused and say, I have no discipline. But sleep quality is the foundation of focus. And sleep quality starts with the last hour. Protect it. No screens. Dim lights. Physical book. Journaling. Light stretching. Calm music, no algorithm. This is not about being perfect. It's about giving your brain a clean runway into sleep. Try it tonight. Phone away 60 minutes before bed. Tomorrow morning, notice how much easier it is to sit down and think. Real life story number 1. The college student who thought they had ADHD, but it was their environment. A friend of mine in Chicago, let's call him Marcus, was convinced he had a focus disorder. He couldn't read 2 pages without checking his phone. He started assignments late, then pulled all-nighters, then felt guilty and anxious. We didn't diagnose anything. We didn't label him. We changed 2 variables for 7 days. Morning anchor. He read 1 page of a paperback before touching his phone. Single task sprints. 2 25-minute sessions each morning, phone outside the room. Day 1 felt awful. Day 3 got easier. By day 7 he said something simple. I didn't realize my phone was training me to be restless. His grades didn't magically become perfect. But he regained control over the first 10 minutes of work. And that's everything. Real life story number 2. The working parent who rebuilt focus with boring minutes. Another example. A working mom in Austin juggling 2 kids and a job that required constant emailing. She didn't have hours for productivity hacks. So she used strategic boredom and analog transitions. 5 minutes sitting in the car after work. No phone. Then a short walk around the block before entering the house. At first it sounded too small to matter. But 2 weeks later she told me. Those 5 boring minutes stopped me from bringing work stress into my family. I'm more present, and when I sit down to work later, my brain doesn't feel shredded. That's the quiet power of boundaries. They protect your attention and your relationships. The takeaway, pick 2 habits for 7 days. If you try to do all 15 tomorrow, you'll do none. So here's the system. Pick 2 habits that solve your biggest leak. Commit for 7 days. Track it, simple checkmark. Add 1 more habit only after week 1. If your problem is starting, habit 1 plus habit 12. If your problem is switching, habit 2 plus habit 4. If your problem is phone reflex, habit 3 plus habit 11. If your problem is mental fatigue, habit 10 plus habit 15. Remember, your focus didn't break because you're weak. It broke because modern life is optimized to fracture attention. But you can rebuild it, quietly, steadily, and permanently. If this helped, subscribe for more practical systems here on Limitlessa. Now pick 1 habit and start today. Not someday. Today.